Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video, I am going to be doing this silicone bowl mold, and I believe it takes about 8 ounces. I don't remember exactly. I've done this once or twice before, and I have these new cups that I just got. They came in a set of 3. There is a 4-ounce small cup, 8-ounce, and then a 16-ounce cup. So here's the 16-ounce one. I will link those down below if you are interested in getting them. Now, if you are new here, welcome. I would appreciate it if you hit the like and subscribe button. And today is going to be a little bit of a tutorial, and as far as using resin, which you see right here, this is my deep pour mold. Not mold, sorry, my deep pour resin. And here is part B. So with deep pour mold, if you want a tutorial, or not a tutorial, but if you want a informational video about resins, check out my last one. I talked about the different types of resins and what they're used for. So I explained how, that this is a deep mold. So you want to use deep pour resin specifically with these types of molds. So again, I'll link that video down below. You can check it out and get all the information about different types of resins and all that good stuff. Let's see. So I said 8 ounces, right? So deep pour resin is 2-to-1 ratio. So that means I'm going to be using 2 of part 1 and 1 of part A. So that means this is part A. So I'll start with that first. What did I say? I need 8 ounces. So that means I'm going to do 6 ounces of deep... my gosh, I cannot talk today. I'm going to use 6 ounces of part A. And like I said, you can see on the measuring cup there, it shows you where to measure to. So I'm going to do 6 ounces of part A and 2 ounces of part B. Now this may be more than I need for this mold. If so, we will have an extra for today. Those of you that watch my channel know this already, that I'm very bad at making sure I have the right amount. But if you're the same kind of person, make sure you have molds ready to go so that you don't waste your resin, because this stuff is expensive and you want to use every drop of it. So another thing here I have, which most of you have already seen, is my resin mixer. This saves your hand a lot of time and pain. So here is the stand it goes in, and then this just goes in like so. And what I do is just put this in and hit the power button and let it do its thing. It has oh, I see, there it goes. It's on the highest power now. And you want to make sure you mix your resin for at least 3 to 4 minutes, depending on how much resin you have in there. This little silicone here is to catch any drips after. I try to, what am I trying to say? I try to get as much of it out back into my mixing cup as I can, so that my words are not with me today. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. I don't know what is wrong with me. I've already had 2 cups of coffee, but my brain is not functioning properly. And I'm just setting a timer real quick for 3 minutes so that I know exactly, because if you try to calculate 3 minutes in your head, it may not actually be 3 minutes, and then your resin will not mix properly. And you can, well, you can overmix, but I think it's a little harder to overmix than it is to undermix, If you overmix, you'd have to be like set it and forget it kind of overmix, which I've never done that because I usually always set a timer. Okay, so this is going. We got the timer going. And today I want to do some, fall is upon us. It is getting a lot colder here where I am, which is California, in case you don't know. I have these gold flakes. I'm going to use some of those. And I'm also going to use some fall colored, let's see, where's my, some fall colored alcohol inks. Like I'm going to use, this is HTV Ront. It's very hard to see what color it is because the writing is so small. So I'll link these down below. Like I said, I can't see what color it is, but it's a brown for sure. And then I'm gonna try, what is this? I think this is a Fire Opal. I think this is like an orangey color. Oh yeah, that's definitely an orangey color. So we're gonna be using some of that today. And now that I see where the color is on that one, I might be able to see this one. It's simply Quartz, it says. And that's that color right there. That's pretty dark actually, so I may not use that. I do like it. If I do use that, it's going to be sparingly. Oh, I know. I'm going to use this butterscotch. I think this will be pretty. Yeah, that'll be pretty with the orange. Okay, so we're going to use that, the orange, and I will use that brown that I just put back. Here we go. Yeah, I'm going to use that as well. I have my resin is just about done mixing here. So we're gonna get set up. Now I'm gonna pour these individually. Someone suggested I do that in the last two videos ago because my colors blended. And it is possible to do layered like I did, but there's some tips and tricks to it which I haven't figured out yet exactly. So for right now, I'm gonna do just layered, and I'm going to add my gold into here. My little gold flakies. And then, and I think I got these on Amazon. Or actually, no, I got these at the dollar store quite some time ago. All right, our resin is done mixing. I'm gonna turn that off. And I'm gonna let this drip into here. This, let me see if I can get you in shot just so you see. So normally I kind of wipe it off, let it drip and then wipe it off, you know, kind of go like this. But this thing goes higher, if I can get it with one hand. So I'm gonna lift it a little bit higher. And then, oh, that still goes. Let me lift it a little bit higher. There we go. I'm gonna lift it like that and just kind of let it drip into the thing here off to the side while I get the rest of my colors ready. I'll use these small cups for now. I should put a little yellow in there, I think, to kind of offset. Let me find a yellow here. I know I've got some. I guess I don't have a yellow. I think I used it all. So we're just going to use these three colors plus the gold today. And we'll see what happens. Alright, so I'm going to let this drip just a little bit today so that we can just get on with what we're doing here. So I'm going to use, I have 4 ounces total. I want the gold to be like the main, so, you know, kind of focus of the, so I'm going to do about 4 ounces of that, and then I'll mix 1 ounce each for the rest of the colors. That'd be 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll probably have 1 ounce left over. I may do one more if I feel the need to, but I think this should be good. So I've got about 1 ounce left over. So I'm gonna do, oops, I got a little something in my resin here. I don't want that. So, all right, so I'm gonna start with, this is the Fire Opal. I'm gonna do like 4 drops of that. And then I'm gonna go light on the brown. I'm gonna do like 2 drops because I think I can always add more, but I can't take, actually that wasn't the brown, that was the, I'm gonna add one more of that. That was the butterscotch one. This is the brown that I'm gonna add only 2 drops to because this is gonna be pretty dark, I think. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and mix these up. And like I said, you can always add more, but you can't take away. So it's best to add just a little bit at a time. And as you can see, so I just did something that I didn't think about that I shouldn't have done. So I used a wooden stick to stir in there. And because this is like a dye, it didn't really stay in it like went onto the stick. So that's a lesson, is stick with silicone when you're using alcohol inks like this. I'm going to add just a little bit more of that because it didn't really do anything because I used the wooden stick. So something to take note on is if you're using alcohol inks, to use the stick, or not to use the stick, sorry. This is still a little bit light, but I may keep it that way because I don't want it to overtake and be super dark. So as I'm pulling it out though, it still seems, you can see it's still kind of transparent, not really showing, even though it looks like it in the container. So I'm gonna add 1 more drop at a time and see how that looks, because in the container it looks a little darker, but when you pull the stir stick out, it's still a little transparent. But I think we're going to stick with that. I added 1 more drop. I can see that it's brown, but it's not like super dark brown. So we're going to stick with that for now with this guy. And then we're going to mix this butterscotch and the opal fire. These are sort of similar. They're different brands. But again, these are very, you know, kind of light and transparent. Not super transparent, but just a little bit. And that's kind of what I want. I don't want it to be super dark, because although fall can be, you know, dark and dreary. What's the word?
Huh?
I don't know if I'm saying that right. Dreary? Dreary. Oh my gosh. See, I told you I can't use my words today. My goodness. Anywho, yeah, I want it to be a little more, you know, vibrant fall sort of. So this one looks a little more yellow, and this one looks a little more orangey. So that's good. That's kind of what I was hoping for. And then we're going to go ahead and mix up this gold flakies. Now, another thing to note is that it's, like I said, it's getting colder here. So I have my resin outside in my outdoor room, which means that it gets kind of cold and a little bit thicker than it should be when you go to mix it. So what I do is I have a little tiny space heater that I just put it right in front of for like maybe 10 minutes. And then it gets nice and, so I put each bottle, I should say, next to the space heater for about 10 minutes. So that way it's a little bit easier to pour when I'm, you know, going to mix it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do this in steps. I'm gonna start with the gold. And then go in with a slightly darker brown. And then go in with these two. Now this one you can see the brown was, like I said, kind of not fully brown, a little more on the transparent side, but that's okay. I'm going to do a little bit more gold. And then a little bit more brown, and then I'll do this orangey color. Now, I'm going to kind of squeeze this a little bit to make sure that it gets all the way in the corners. And you can take a stick and just kind of go down a little bit, just to kind of make sure that it gets in there. I'm going to pour a little bit more of this gold because I want it to be a little bit more on the bottom. There we go. So this took about, I still have about an ounce left here, so 2 ounces. So this probably took about 6 ounces. So I do have 2 ounces left over. So we will go ahead and push this aside and do another little project. I'm going to do some more coasters. Actually, do I want to do the? Yeah, I'm going to do a couple of these. I have an event coming up in December, so I'm trying to get ready for that by doing, you know, a lot of coasters, some keychains, things like that. So we're going to do these coasters today. Oh, here's the last one. I knew there was another somewhere. So I'm just going to pour, again, start in the middle. No rhyme or reason necessarily. Just pour however you like. Just going to pour a little bit in the middle, and then I'll pour the other. I have a little bit of undone color. Well, that was a big piece of gold in there. All right. And I'll pour a little bit of this goldy yellowish. And then I still have this one left over. I think I'm going to do the brown on this one, and I'm going to do quite a bit. I don't know. Oh, sorry. I just realized you guys weren't in shot. I had it too close to me. I apologize for that again. So I just dumped quite a bit of the brown in there. Going to go ahead and mix that up. Oh, that's pretty, like a caramelly brown sort of. All right, and then we're gonna dump this the rest of the way in here. Oh, that's pretty. Now these is probably not gonna have enough of my resin to fill it, each one. So what I'm gonna do is just fill the bottom, and then I will do like a clear top coat, or maybe even a darker brown. I don't know, we'll see. Once this is curing, I'll take a look and see what I have that might work well. Now I just need to make sure that this gets all the way to the sides at least and covers the bottom for right now. So what I'm going to do is just pick these up and kind of push them to the side a little bit. Now, something I should note, because this mold is not super deep, it's okay if you use it. It's just going to cure up a little bit differently as far as timing, because the deep pour takes quite a bit longer to cure than the regular, or let's say like the quick coat. So I forgot to mention that in my video of the different types of resin and what they're used for. So I don't think I really meant, well, no, I did do some of those, some of the other ones I did talk about, but I think I didn't mention that this can take up to like 3 days to fully cure. Now, that being said, I also have a heat mat, but it's underneath what I'm working on here. And that will help. It's not going to make it like completely cure much faster, but you'll be able to demold it faster. But as far as being able to use it, you want to wait the full curing time, which is usually with the deep pour about 3 days. So again, that's just something to note. And I'm going to mix up just a little bit more of this, because let me see if I might be able to get a little bit more out of here, because this last one just doesn't have quite enough to get the bottom. But I think what I just did there may be okay. Yeah, I think I'm able to. Alright, so I'm going to move, I want my glitter to be a little bit more in the center. It's going to move a little bit regardless of where you put it. That's just what resin does, it just moves around. But that being the case, I'm just going to kind of even it out a little bit so that it's not all on one side. And just notice there's a huge piece in here that I don't like. I'm going to take that out because it just looks kind of funny to me anyways. Alright, so I'm just, like I said, moving this around a little bit so it's kind of even. Alright, there we go. So I'm going to let this cure up, and just enough for me to put like a top coat on it, a backing, and then I'll show you that process, and then we'll come back again when it's ready to demold. Hey guys, I just wanted to hop back on and show you, these are the coasters that I was doing, and I decided with 2 of them, what I was going to do is turn them into little mini bowls, and the other 2 I'm going to keep as coasters. So right now it is the perfect flexibility. It's not sticky or tacky or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is you just need to decide which side you want to be the inside of the bowl and the outside, etc. So this is the more prominent, shiny side. It looks nicer, so I'm going to just kind of get this centered and push it in just like so. That's perfect. So we're going to leave that one here, and then I have one more. Oh, here it is. I'm going to take one more of these out. And the other big piece that I did is not ready at all to demold, because it's so flexible like that, it would be impossible to get it out. So again, I used the deep pour on that one, so that's going to take probably a couple of days in order for me to really get that out, because the deep pour takes quite a bit longer This one's a little bit sticky still, so I'm going to leave that one. Let's try one of these other ones. I think because it's colder here, the items are taking longer. Even if I use regular resin, if I use my heat mat, it will come out pretty quickly. It won't be fully cured, but it'll be enough, you know, for me to get it out. But these are still somewhat sticky and tacky. This one is okay, so we're gonna go ahead and use this one though. And again, just pick the side that you want and just push it down just a little bit. If you want, you know, deeper, more rounded edges, feel free to push it down, you know, a little bit more. But I don't want that. I just want something, you know, a little, nothing too crazy. All right, so that's perfect. So I'm just gonna let those set the way they are. And the other two, I am going to just leave in their coaster molds. And when they are ready all to demold, I will come back and show you guys. Hey guys, welcome back. We are going to demold this. I apologize if the video quality is not that great. I took my SIM cards with me, not my SIM cards, oh my gosh, my SD cards with me to the house where I'm pet sitting, and I forgot that I needed to demold these and that I should have left one here. So I'm using my phone. So if the video quality is not that great, I apologize. But we are going to go ahead and unmold these so that I can get this video out for you today. I'm going to be finishing this video and editing today, so these are the coasters that I did. They are still a little bit flexible. Like I said, these were used with the deep pour, which normally I don't use in these kind of molds because they're not deep, but I had some extra and I just put it in there. But I think these are awesome. They kind of remind me of antique glass, like the amber color of it. Really pretty. I like that with the gold. It's really nice looking. It's very rich, not rich, what's the word? Elegant, I'm looking for. So I really like that. And the other one's pretty much the same as far as color and everything. So let's get this one out. Again, like I said, pretty much the same. Still a little flexible on this one too. And I did notice that I didn't pour, well, it's not that I didn't pour evenly. I think my table was a little bit uneven because as you can see, this side right here is a little bit thicker than this side right here. But that's all right. As long as it's flat, when it sits down, it's fine. And then these ones I turned into little trays. So I think these are absolutely cute too. Good for, you know, putting little trinkets in. I'm just going to use this for a sample, but these are little necklace pieces that I have, like pretended that it's change or whatever. You can, you know, put that in, or you can put your jewelry in there if this was a necklace that you had, or a little bracelet, you know, whatever. So I really like those too. It's the first time I've ever tried making a little bowl. I have a bigger mold that I want to try using to make a bowl out of. Here's the other one. Really love it. So now, this is what we've been waiting for, which is the big guy. This big bowl. These ones are a little bit harder to unmold because of the shape, but because it's a little flexible, it might be a little bit easier. But once you get it started, you just kind of want to roll it down, and then see, it's a little bit, I tried from both sides. There we go. That way gets a little easier. And this is definitely still a little bit flexible. Ooh, I really like that. I think that's one of my favorite ones I've done so far. I'm going to see if I can insert a picture of what I'm talking about when I say amber colored like glassware or bowls like this they used to have. I don't know what year they were from, but definitely on the older side. So I absolutely love this. This is, like I said, one of my favorite ones. There is quite a bit at the bottom here, and it's not exactly smooth. You can feel the pieces of gold poking through, and that's okay. I won't do it on camera because you've seen it a million times probably, but you can just take either a Dremel tool or a what do you call these? One of these guys, a sanding block, and you can just kind of sand it down until it gets smooth. No big deal on that one. Or if you wanted to, you could take a coat of UV resin, or even regular resin, but UV resin would be quicker, and just coat it on there and get that done with. But I'm going to leave it as is for now. It's fine. It's on the bottom, so it's not, you're not really going to notice it. But again, I absolutely love these, all of them. They are so pretty. I think out of all the things I've done, these are more elegant, I should say. Not necessarily the best thing I've ever done, but they are definitely on the elegant side. So I will go ahead and get some pictures of these guys and insert them at the end for you. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one.